All right, the low angle cartwheel. This is another super powerful defense. The omoplata. It's one you absolutely have to know. It's one you absolutely have to know how to counter. We're going to train it on a punching bag first. I am going to be beside my punching bag. I'm going to put my arm here, simulating the omoplata. I am going to put my head on the ground and my hand on the ground. Then I'm going to jump over, not like a full cartwheel, just a low angle cartwheel. The near leg, then the far leg. Like this. There. Put this arm into the omoplata, head on the ground, hand on the ground, near leg, far leg. Here, near leg, far leg. Here, near leg, far leg. That is training the basic jump over mechanism. If you train it this way, it's not nearly as intimidating as when the guy's got you in an arm lock and you're worried about kicking him in the head, and he's grabbing on your sleeve and he's holding your foot and all that stuff. That doesn't matter. That's how to train in isolation. Now, we're going to bring in Richie. There's a correct sequence to training this initially when you're starting to work with a human being. First on the bag, if you can, then with a human being who's lying back, putting the omoplata and protecting his face with his other hand so that you don't kick his teeth out. So we're going to give him the omoplata. He's going to be protecting his face. I'm going to put my head on the ground, my hand on the ground. I'm going to jump over here and here. In reality, at this point, I would be cross-facing him and driving him back to his back. We're going to go on the other side. For here, he's going to be holding my wrist. He's going to be protecting his face just in case I'm uncoordinated and kick him in the head. Head on the ground, hand on the ground, near leg, far leg. This hand comes, collects the crossface. He's in a terrible position. One more time. Here, head on the ground, jump, jump. Collect the head, crossface. So to help me get my timing right, he's going to spike his legs down. This is going to simulate a whole world of omoplata entries. And to help me get my timing, that just as my posture is going forward, oh shit, he's got the omoplata, I already initiate the counter. So we're here, I'm going to give him the omoplata. He's going to rock his legs up. He's going to spike down, hand on the ground, head on the ground, jump over, nominal crossface. Other side. We're here, he's going to rock up, here, there, crossface. I am being fairly gentle on the crossface here because he's helping me train. I do not want to just crank his head one way while twisting his hips the other way. Then, the next step is where he does some kind of formal omoplata entry, but freezes on his back to give me more time to jump over. The art of figuring out when you can jump and when you can't, that's just one that you learn from mat time. That's hard to teach, but I also don't want to shin kick him in the teeth as he's helping me train. So it doesn't matter. He's pulling the elbow here, 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 here. Do some kind of simple omoplata on here. It doesn't matter what it is. Here, head down, hand down, jump over, here. Now, just so I can say I've done it one time, if I really want to put the hurt on him, I come deep. Maybe I come into the armpit, maybe I come onto the deltoid, and I drive his chin this way while driving his spine that way. It's a free chiropractic adjustment. And that'll get my hand free. So you have to learn this counter, and you have to learn the timing for that counter, which is as your posture is being broken forward, before he's solidified. If he gets as far as to being here, sitting up on his elbow, putting his hand across your waist, it's time to start going for other counters, not this one. The first step in shutting down the low angle cartwheel is to get up. This is why I like going from here, if I'm controlling this elbow, to sitting up and controlling his back and controlling his wrist now with my ribs and my thigh. Because it's such a common counter that he tries to jump over that I absolutely have to block it as fast as I can. So no matter which way you're going to get up, if you get up this way, you've blocked the low angle cartwheel. If you get up onto the elbow and block the hip, you've blocked the low angle cartwheel. So it just points to the fact that you shouldn't be trying to hang out here. When you're flat on your back, your goal should be to get up. And once you're up, your goal should be to break his posture. And once you've broken his posture, your goal should be to break his arm. And once you've broken his arm, your goal should be to walk away. So that's the first answer. Don't get there. And that's why you instinctively have to follow the entry into sitting up right away, which doesn't always work. The next answer is, go back please. Say I'm late. Say I did this amazing spinning entry into the Omoplata. I'm here. I'm feeling super good about myself. And he's jumping. I have to shoot this hand up. There's no time for anything technical. All I'm trying to do is put a big lever up that if he jumps, go ahead, it's going to turn my body as well. There. I'm here. He's jumping. I don't have any time. I shoot my hand up. He hits the side of my hand and it turns my body here. If I can, I lift his knee like this. That helps lift me out of my knees. But more than anything, I want to steal a little bit of his momentum. I want to slow him down just a little bit. And I want to convert some of his momentum of jumping across my body into bringing me onto my knees. So when you train this initially, you're going to go slow. But when you get better at it, you're going to train it fast. And the faster you train it, actually the better it works because he's going to hit your arm harder. It's going to carry you up to the top faster. So I'm crescent kicking hard here. He jumps hard. I stick my hand up. All I did was catch behind his knee with the back of my palm. And then I came up to here. Now I can finish it any way I want. Tap. But if I hadn't done this, if these 4 fingers hadn't caught the back of his knee and stolen some of his momentum, I would be on the bottom getting cross-faced, and that would suck. Now we're getting into some really cool stuff that's actually easier to do than you might think. However I get into the Omoplata, doesn't matter. I kick him away, I Omoplata. He jumps over. Stop. Before he cross-faces me, ideally before he lands here, I'm going to begin inverting. And I'm going to apply the Omoplata. As he jumps again, stop. Do you see how this arm has not yet come across? If I wait and he comes and cross-faces me with this, everything is done. If I wait and he starts bringing that across and I have to block this cross-face, I can still do it, but it's a lot harder. If he's here and as he's retracting, I am inverting, I avoid all of that nonsense altogether. I'm keeping this grip on his sleeve. He jumps again. I start inverting. It's already too late. I start inverting. But you see my point. If he waits too long, he's got to fight for that underhook. Richie, do it to me, please. If he's here, he's got my sleeve. Let's give him that. And I jump over. And now he tries to invert. Now I've got the lapel here. I've got the lapel here. I can cross-face him with my forearm. It sucks. Go again, please. Let's do a slightly different timing now. I'm going to jump over, but I'm here. He's got to block. He's got to block either this way or just stiff arm it here and invert while blocking. This makes it a little bit harder. You can still do it. But man, wouldn't it be better if as I'm jumping here, he starts inverting. He starts inverting. He starts inverting. There's nothing for me to grab. I don't see a face. I don't see a neck. All I see is I'm jumping over and his head disappears underneath me and he goes. So if you can get that timing where you recognize, oh shit, he's jumping over and immediately start piking under, that works really well. You can do this no-gi. I have done this no-gi. I would not rely on doing this no-gi. This would be a glory move if you pulled it off. But if you keep really good control on his elbow, you might be able to do it. So we're here. I've got the elbow. He goes over. Go ahead. Maybe I'll be able to pull it off once. We're not going to get this long sequence where he jumps over, I invert. 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 That's not going to happen. No-gi, maybe you pull it off once. But, you know, there's so much spinning and upside down stuff happening in no-gi anyway that this will at least get you comfortable working upside down for a good cause and trying to pick omoplatas out of nowhere. For completeness, let's cover one more counter. We're here, he jumps over, I don't block him, I don't invert, I don't like inverting, but I also don't like getting cross-faced. I just don't want him to get around my head here or to get my lapel. Either which are bad. So I'm going to block. I'm not going to stay here. Why would I stay here? I'm going to shrimp, get my knee in, and get my other foot. The basic strategy is if he jumps over, and you screwed it all up, block that cross-facing arm, shrimp away, force that knee inside, put him back in your guard. Okay? Now I got some high level and some basic brute counters when the guy tries to jump over you with that low angle cartwheel. It'll really make your game much better.